Hi guys, can you hear me? Hi Justin, I'm good. How are you? Excellent. Bit of technical difficulties there, guys. I forgot to press start stream. Hello everybody who's just entered the room. I've not done a live chat for a long time. As you can see, I've moved house and I've just been decorating, working away, and just not had a lot of time recently. So I've just started testing out the new live chat system that YouTube have got up, because the live chat is completely different now. So just trying to get used to that. No, it wasn't a Captain Marvel mug, it was My Dad Is My Hero. Oh. New house is good, Nicholas, thanks for asking. It was a complete shithole when I moved in. Everything was like 1970s, and I'm just getting around to getting all the downstairs done. Downstairs is looking pretty good now. Just need to get some blinds up, and then I think that's me for the living room, all done. And I'm in the dining area just now. Ellie McLeod, what is your favourite Halloween movie? My favourite Halloween movie is the original Halloween from 1978. It still is my number one. Probably always will be. I'm just finished doing some work today. I went to photograph some houses, so I'm just doing some editing just now as well. So if I go quiet a couple of times, I'm just doing a bit of editing. But if you get any questions, guys, just ask it in the chat. Nicholas the Avenger, are you going to see Endgame? Absolutely. I wasn't blown away by the first trailer that they released 2 or 3 months ago. It was a teaser trailer which was great, but I think the trailer that we saw 2 days ago there, it showed even less in this trailer than the first trailer, but I still think that this new trailer was a lot better. It just felt, you actually felt more for the characters in this trailer, because you know it is the end for some of them, or a lot of them. So yeah, I think that this new trailer does hopefully do the movie justice. I love the bit where you see everybody dying, and as the music's going, you see Scarlet Witch's face fading away along with the music. I think that gave you the chills and the feels. Yeah, I'm going to see Pet Sematary, Ellie. I actually just done a couple of days ago, I uploaded the Pet Sematary original 1989 movie review, if you want to watch that. And I watched that for the first time in a few years, and I absolutely loved it still. I said a few kind words about Miko Hughes, who plays Gage in the movie, and he actually tweeted me saying he appreciated the kind words, and he watched my review, which is great, because I loved Miko Hughes growing up, because he was in Mercury Rising and Kindergarten Cop and A New Nightmare. So he was well known in the horror community, and he's a great actor, and I just wish he kept acting, because he was great when he was a kid. Have I seen Bohemian Rhapsody? Yeah. I think that was my second favourite movie of the year, 2018. Yeah, it was my second favourite movie of 2018. I done a top 10 of 2018, if you want to watch that. Yeah, again, Miko Hughes was great in Pet Sematary and A New Nightmare. And we have to remember, like I said in my movie review, he was only 2 years old when they were filming Pet Sematary. So for a boy at 2 years old to be able to do what he did in the film and look convincing, then hands down, he was brilliant. Yeah, that Live Aid concert in Bohemian Rhapsody just gave me goosebumps. A big lump in my throat watching that for about 10 minutes or whatever, how long it was on for. It was just amazing. One thing I'm not a massive fan of, Jay, is Star Wars. I think personally my favourite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. And I thought that The Force Awakens was up there as well. I wasn't, again, Star Wars movies are good, but I wasn't a massive fan of them. When I was a kid, it was, well, not a kid, but when I was a teenager, it was the prequel trilogy that was out, and they weren't great movies. So I think watching them, it kind of put me off Star Wars movies. And then watching the original trilogy, they're a bit dated, but they were still good. But I'm not a massive fan. I've not seen a lot of hate for A New Nightmare. It's not at the top of everyone's list when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Maybe that's what you mean. But I've not seen anybody hating on it at all. It's one of my favourite Nightmare movies, along with Part 1 and Part 2 and Part 3. But I think Part 2 gets a lot of hate. I know that the bad ones get a lot of hate, like Freddy's Dead. But Part 2 gets a lot of hate, and I don't know why. Because, again, Part 2 is one of my favourites as well. And again, Jay, I'm not hyped for Star Wars 9 because I wasn't hyped for any of the other ones. I will go and see it because I take my son to see the Star Wars movies now. He quite likes them, but I'm not a massive fan. Ellie, you said you watched Halloween 2 TV cut yesterday. Do you mean Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 or the original Halloween 2 from 1981? I didn't see a big difference between any of the cuts of any of the movies, apart from The Curse of Michael Myers, of course. Justin, I'm surprised that you didn't really like Bohemian Rhapsody. I know that some people didn't like it, but I'm surprised that it's getting the amount of hate that it's getting because for me it was incredible. There's not one thing I would change about the film. I think they've done everything perfectly. Nicholas, you've asked me, have you seen the leaked images for Endgame? I don't know what ones you mean. I did see a few leaked images of Endgame about a year ago, and that's the one with their suits on that we saw in the trailer. I haven't seen any other leaked images, and I don't want to see any other leaked images because I do love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Out with horror, the MCU is my favourite movie thing that's going on at the moment, so I don't like to see things spoiled. So if there's any spoilers in any leaked images, then I just don't look at them. Adam, I've not seen The Taken. Is that a TV show or a movie? But I've not seen it. Yeah, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Apparently it's the gayest horror movie of all time. And I can see why people think that. And that was just what it was like back then. I think it was 1985 that A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 came out. That's just what the tone of horror movies were like. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 went slightly over the top. But these days it's all relevant, so I don't think anybody minds anymore. Johnny Depp wasn't in. Oh, right, okay. I thought you wrote Nightmare on Elm Street 5, but you didn't. Oh, right, okay. So you think A New Nightmare, yeah, A New Nightmare was slightly out of canon in terms of the original Nightmare on Elm Street saga. I can see what you mean by that, but it still doesn't sway too far away from the original storyline and the original canon because we had Nancy coming back, and even though she wasn't Nancy, she was Heather Langenkamp. She was still Nancy in the movie. But yeah, I can see what you mean by not being fully canon. Excuse me. Yeah, Justin, I think they have to twist stories with biopics like Bohemian Rhapsody. They've done it the same with Ray and Walk the Line. If you have a story about a musician or any other person in real life and make it a movie, you're going to have to dramatise it because you want to see differences. Sure, you know you can get movies that are completely accurate, like I think Zodiac was very accurate, but when it comes to making movies, you have to dramatise them a little bit. The G Man, good to see your channel growing. Good content as always, mate. Thanks for that. My channel's not been growing too much in 2019. I think since I got a new job and moved house, I've not been very well lately either. I think a combination of all three kind of stuttered and stalled my channel for a few months. I'm going to try and get back on track again this year, especially with Halloween coming up. I'm going to try and get a lot more videos put out there. I'm going to try and get some live chats out there as well, live streams. It's just not always possible. So I think this year has been very slow so far in terms of channel growth. I think I've only got like 600, 700 extra subscribers this year so far. Compared to last year, you know, last year I got about 7 or 8,000 subscribers in a year, which was my highest and fastest yet. But I'm hoping it picks up again if I put the effort in. Nicholas, got any new items? Nah, nothing new. Anything that I've got new so far this year, I've put it on my channel, but I've nothing lately. I'm a little bit boring lately. Yeah, after dark analysis, that's a good point. Seeing the Survivor boy, the Scream Queen, which is a boy this time in A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Don't see an awful lot of that, especially in the 90s with the slasher movies, because you've got Neve Campbell in Scream, you've got Jennifer Love Hewitt in I Know What You Did Last Summer, you've got Alicia Witt in Urban Legend, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween H2O. So it's all female driven survivors in the 90s. And it was good to see Jesse in A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. That kind of changed it up a bit. And we've not seen a lot of male survivors in horror movies, so that was good to see. Ellie McLeod, are you ever going to review Saw? I probably will eventually. Saw is not a massive franchise for me. I think Saw is one of those kind of Hostel style movies where the blood takes over the storyline. Saw was great, but the ones after Saw, some of them were hit and miss. I'll probably review them throughout the year or whatever because there's so many of them. I've actually not seen Jigsaw. Seen the rest of them, but I've never seen Jigsaw because I wasn't really interested in it. Is it true that we'll get a new Freddy Krueger movie that is with Chucky? I think we'll get a new Freddy Krueger movie, but we'll never see a Chucky versus Freddy Krueger. I think that's ridiculous. I don't like versus movies. I think Freddy versus Jason was a one-off and fun, but I don't want to see anything like that again. And if they did something like that again, I think they would just be trying to copy the gimmick that we already saw in 2003. I don't want to see that again because it just wouldn't work. Well, Jay, yeah, I can see your point regarding A New Nightmare, but I think Wes Craven was changing his style of horror. He was making it more meta, and it worked with New Nightmare. And I think he took that idea of reality and movies put together and made a fantastic franchise in Scream just 2 years later. So I think he had a great idea with A New Nightmare. Maybe it was for the wrong franchise, the wrong series, but he certainly picked that idea up with Scream going forward. So I think it's a great idea. Maybe it didn't work with the Nightmare franchise, but it certainly worked with the Scream franchise. Jambo Shango, how you doing? Nicholas, yeah, I mean, I think I've lost more subscribers this year than I have in any year since I started YouTube. I'm thinking that YouTube's algorithm and what YouTube do now is if any subscribers haven't logged in for a while, maybe within a year or so, then they just get cancelled off of YouTube altogether, and then obviously you would lose subscribers that way. So people might not be unsubscribing to you, they might just be closing their accounts or their accounts getting automatically closed. So I wouldn't worry about that. I'm not worried, but I've been losing a shit ton of subscribers this year so far. Edward McAllister, I've not seen Mandy yet. I like Nicolas Cage, I like his craziness. I've just not got round to watching Mandy. Mandy doesn't look like my style of movie, but it looks like a movie that I would probably watch, but I have to be in the right mindset to watch it because it does look batshit crazy. Adam Wright, have you watched The Haunting of Hill House yet? No, I haven't, but I heard great things about it. I think I'm going to wait a little while until maybe season 1 and 2 are out the way, and I'll just binge watch them all because I have heard that it's really good. So I'll be sure to check that out anyway. Ellie McLeod, have you ever seen Psycho? Yes, Psycho is amazing. It's one of the very few black and white movies that I will watch and enjoy, and Psycho being one of them. So I'm actually going to do a Psycho franchise movie review eventually, just like the Saw franchise. I will get around to doing Psycho eventually because Psycho is great. I love Psycho 2, Psycho 3. Psycho 4 is interesting. Bates Motel was great, the TV show. So I will talk about that more in depth and do some movie reviews for the movies. So yes, I will be looking into that. Some people have been saying we'll get a Bohemian Rhapsody 2. What do you think about that? I think that would be a little too far-fetched. I think they told the story of Freddie Mercury. I know it's not all about Freddie Mercury because there is a band to be told about. I don't think they'll do it. Well, they might do it because it's made almost $900 million worldwide. So, you know, if they want to make more money, they might do it. But I wouldn't mind if they didn't. One thing I did miss in Bohemian Rhapsody was not all the music, but most of the music after 1986 wasn't in the movie because the movie wasn't set after 1986. And I think some of Queen's best music was 86 and above, with the Highlander soundtrack and stuff. They had Who Wants to Live Forever in Bohemian Rhapsody, which actually didn't come out until after the movie was set, but obviously it was a fitting song for that scene. But yeah, it would be interesting to see it because I love the music. Would you ever start mask collecting? Well, I already have started mask collecting. I've got the Leatherface mask, the Scream mask, I did have the Pennywise mask, but I sold that for £450. I couldn't knock it up. I've got the Michael Myers H2O mask. I've got the Michael Myers Halloween 2018 mask, and I've got on pre-order the Halloween 1978 mask. So yes, I do mask collect, and it will be building up. Never seen Oculus, Jambo. That's one of those kind of movies that I don't want to watch. Who directed that again? Was it Mike Flanagan? It was a good director. I think it might have been the guy who directed Ouija 2. Not too sure. It doesn't look like my kind of film, but I did hear good things about it. Not sure I want to check it out though. I'll maybe watch it one day if there's nothing else to watch. Ellie McLeod, my favourite film of 2018 was Suspiria remake. I've never seen the original Suspiria, and I've never seen the Suspiria remake. Again, those are the type of horror movies that I tend to avoid. Not saying they're bad, they're just not my style of horror movie. But I heard good things about the remake, considering the original was so good, apparently. Yeah, if you're binging Bates Motel, I'm pretty jealous, because I'd love to watch it for the first time again. I thought it was excellent. PMDB Entertainment, hello. Yeah, same thing's happening to everybody, guys. If you've got a YouTube channel and you're losing more subscribers than normal, it is because YouTube are just getting rid of all the dead accounts, which is a good thing, because you don't want to have subscribers that don't watch your channel. It doesn't marry up. If you've got 100,000 subscribers but you only get 1,000 views per video, it just doesn't match up, and it doesn't look good for your channel, having all those subscribers but no watch time. Some parts of the Live Aid concert were cut. Yeah, definitely, because I think the Live Aid concert was like 11 minutes long, whereas in the movie it was like 7 or 8 minutes. They had to cut a lot of it because they couldn't put it all in. It would have been good if they did, but yeah, they had to cut it. You know, I've never seen the Psycho remake. I heard bad things about it, but if I'm going to do the Psycho movies, I'll have to watch it. So yeah, it'll be the first time watching it for me. I heard that it's a shot-for-shot remake, and that's what people hate. I do like the director though, Gus Van Sant, so I might like it, I don't know. Mike Flanagan, yeah, it was Mike Flanagan that directed it. I thought it was. Sorry guys, I keep coughing. See, I don't mind that my Myers masks aren't screen accurate, because I'm a photographer. I can make them look screen accurate if I wanted to. Just kind of moving around a bit in the light and the darkness, and you'll get a good shot. Dario Argento movies, I'm not saying they're bad, they just don't interest me. Will you ever review Children of the Corn? There's so many franchises that I want to review. Children of the Corn is probably low down because most of those movies are bad. I do like the first few, and I think they're worthy of reviewing, but I'm not sure I'd want to actually sit down and watch all the bad ones again. I think I've seen them all, but re-reviewing them or re-watching them again just to do a movie review, I'm not sure I want to go through all that effort. The original concert was 20 minutes long. Was it that long? Didn't realise. Never seen The Last Kingdom. Don't know anything about it. Never even heard of it. I probably won't review The Walking Dead. The reason being, there's too much has happened. I've not even seen the second half of season 9 yet. I don't like The Walking Dead anymore, but I still watch it because I dedicated 8 years of my life watching it, and I can't stop now. So I keep watching it, but I don't see myself reviewing The Walking Dead because it's been reviewed to death. Amityville. Do you know, I like some of the Amityville sequels, even the straight to TV, the TV movie ones. So yeah, I think that Amityville was one franchise I will look into because it's a popular franchise in the horror community, so why not? Radio Gaga. There's a lot of Freddie Mercury and Queen fans in this chat right now. So tell me guys, what's your favourite Queen song? I'll give it a few minutes until I see some Queen songs and I'll tell you my favourite Queen song. I seen that teaser trailer for Annabelle, the new Annabelle. It says June the 28th it's coming out. That's pretty fast. I know that Ed and Lorraine Warren are supposed to be in this one, so I'm interested in it. I liked Annabelle Creation, and I actually liked the first Annabelle movie as well. I love the Conjuring franchise, the Conjuring universe, so I'm looking forward to that. I loved the remake of Amityville. I like a lot of horror remakes that some people hate, and I think the Amityville horror remake was great. I think it was a lot better than the original. I think I like Ryan Reynolds. I prefer Ryan Reynolds as a serious actor, like in Amityville Horror, with some subtle comedy. I don't really like him as a comedic actor because his comedy isn't great. So more serious Ryan Reynolds for me. There is a lot of great Queen songs. Uh, I think I can't tell you my favourite Queen song, but I think I Want It All is one of my favourite Queen songs. Um, Princes of the Universe, Fat Bottom Girls that a couple of you have said, Who Wants to Live Forever. I mean, Who Wants to Live Forever is probably the most haunting of them all. So many great Queen songs. I even love. A lot of people don't know this one, and if you don't know this one, search for it. A great Queen song is called Breakthrough, THRU, Breakthrough. That's a great Queen song, and anytime I tell people about it who even love Queen, I'm like, oh, do you remember Breakthrough? They're like, no, never heard of it. So if you haven't heard of it, or you haven't heard it for a long time, search for it on YouTube right now. Breakthrough, great song. Yeah, I've seen Monster from 2003 with Charlize Theron. Really liked that one. I didn't actually watch it for Charlize Theron. I watched it for Christina Ricci because I think she's a great actress. Favourite Evil Dead movie? I can't really tell you because I'm 100% planning on doing an Evil Dead series this year, movie reviews, and I will do some sort of ranking for the Evil Dead movies. So I won't tell you that yet, but I do love quite a few of the Evil Dead movies. Yeah, so some of you have heard of Breakthrough, thank goodness for that. Most people I speak to have never heard of that song, and it's such a great song. I'm not going to sing it. Here's a little bit of controversy. I don't want to go into a heated debate about this, but have any of you watched Leaving Neverland? Let me know what you thought of it. Don't tell me if you think the guy is innocent or not. Just tell me what you thought of the documentary. Hi Eric. Adam, the latest update I have or have heard about Halloween sequel is that it's not going ahead. Apparently, a lot of people saying it's not going ahead, simply because of what Jason Blum said on his Twitter page. But he's being literal with what he's saying. He's saying there is no sequel because he hasn't signed a deal yet. But once Blumhouse and Universal all sign a deal, then the sequel will go ahead. It's 100% going to go ahead. You don't make a $250 million on a Halloween movie and don't do a sequel to it. That's just crazy. If you could, this is Physical Media for Life. That's Daniel. How you doing, Daniel? You've asked, if you could pick any director to direct the next Halloween, who would it be? The person that I wanted to direct the 2018 movie, I would want them to direct the new one, and that would be David Robert Mitchell. For those of you who don't know who David Robert Mitchell is, he directed It Follows. And It Follows is one of the best horror movies ever made for me personally. I loved It Follows. So if he could direct a new Halloween movie in the style of It Follows, I would be blown away. And if he brought in, if John Carpenter ever retires, if they brought in Disaster Piece, who done the score for It Follows, then I'll be all over that. Adam Wright, I think they should finish with the old Michael, the storyline that we've got at the moment. Finish with that. If you're going to do a sequel about it, finish the sequel, get it done, and then see what happens after that. Reboot it or whatever. I don't think people would mind a reboot because we're getting reboots for everything, but do it in a good way. Don't reboot it in a like turn back time kind of way. Just do a reboot and that's it. If they do a sequel to Halloween, do you think they'll do the hospital scenario? I hope not, because we've seen that too many times now, and I think Rob Zombie ruined a lot with a lot of the stuff that he done in his movies. So, nah, I don't think I'd want to see a hospital scene again. Nicola, has anybody told you to subscribe to PewDiePie? No? I'm not subscribed to PewDiePie either. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, It Follows, if you're a fan, if anybody is a fan of It Follows and a fan of Halloween, it only makes sense to have the guys behind It Follows to direct a Halloween movie in the future. I loved the first scene of It Follows. I think it was very random and it sets us up for what's about to happen in the movie. So I loved that part. Thought it was great. Would you ever review Monster? Maybe. I think if I'm doing a kind of a serial killer movie review time, then yeah, I think Monster would be up there. Definitely Zodiac would be up there as well. See, even though there's so many timelines for the Halloween franchise, I think you could still, if you really tried hard enough, you could fit all of those timelines into one. And you're probably thinking that could never happen, but I think it could if you've done it carefully. Darren, you've got tickets to see Pet Sematary this Thursday. Is that the original or the remake? If you get tickets to see the remake in London, then you're a lucky, lucky guy. My expectations are, I don't think it will be as good as the original, but if it is as good or even better, then I think we're in for a treat. I think also, I don't think it's going to make a medium amount of money. I think it's either going to flop or it's going to be huge. Not as big as it, but I think it's going to make a lot of money, or it could flop, depending on how good the movie is. I think that Adam Wingard could do a good Halloween sequel if he'd done it in the style of You're Next. Now, Adam Wingard could be hit or miss. Blair Witch that he done was, I quite liked that, but a lot of people hated it. So he could be hit or miss as well. What was the first horror you saw and how old were you? I don't actually know how old I was, and I don't even know if it was the first one that I saw, but I remember watching Just Before Dawn. Now, Just Before Dawn was a 1981 horror backwoods slasher, which to this day is still one of the best backwoods slashers of all time. I remember seeing that movie very, very young. I must have been about 5 at the time, so it must have been about 1989 or so that I watched my first horror movie, and that's the only one I remember. I could have watched ones before that and not realised it, but vividly I remember watching that one as a young kid. So I was about 5 years old. What do you think about Thanos winning? Well, he already won. Uh, the question is, can he win again? I don't know. I quite like the idea of Thanos winning. He's my favourite bad guy out of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. So if he win again, I wouldn't mind it. So it's the remake you're going to see, Darren. Very lucky. Don't spoil it. V-Rock S from India. Hello. Adam Wright, are you going to update your ranking of the Halloween films and masks lists to include Halloween 2018? Well, I already did do the mask one back in October, November time. So if you haven't watched that, watch it. It's got the updated 2018 mask in it. As for the films, yes, I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to re-watch the 2018 movie again. I've only seen it twice, so I'll need to watch it again just to cement it in my brain and decide where it's going to go in the ranking. The ranking could change as well, so the ranking that you've seen last year might not be the same this year. So I will watch them all again with 2018 Halloween and then re-rank it and rejig it about. Would you like to see a Hatchet 5? Yeah, absolutely. I think that Victor Crowley is a great bad guy, a great horror villain. I think if they do more movies, and if they're semi-decent, Victor Crowley could be the next big thing. Amar Abjan, oh, sorry, I've butchered that. Amar Ajban has said, where do you live? You sound Scottish. I'm from Scotland. So that's probably why I sound Scottish. Bye Nicola, the Avenger. Have you seen the excellent Friday the 13th fan film, Never Hike Alone? Yes, I have, and I thought it was excellent. It's probably one of the best fan films I've ever seen. Vigente DeSante, the guy who directed it and played Jason, actually sent me a signed copy of Never Hike Alone on Blu-ray, and not a lot of people own that, so I'm very blessed to have that. Ellie McLeod, I don't think the remake is coming out in Scotland. I even had a look and I couldn't find it. The remake of what? Sorry? I'm pretty sure if there's a remake of any movie, then Scotland will get it. Would I still like to see a sequel for Halloween Resurrection? Probably not. Thanks very much, Daniel. I'll see you later, buddy. Where would you see Hatchet 5 going with the story? It's been about 2 years since I watched Hatchet, or a year or so. Did Victor Crowley go into the plane propeller? I can't even remember now. Did he die? Well, he can't really die anyway, he comes back all the time, so I don't know where I'd like to see it going. It could go anyway. Hi David, hope you're doing well as well. Ellie McLeod, the Pet Sematary remake, you don't think it's coming to Scotland? Yeah, it'll definitely come out in Scotland. Scotland's not like a little place that doesn't get much things. You know, I live in Glasgow, Scotland. Glasgow is one of the shopping capitals of the world, not just of the UK, but of the world, of Europe, of everywhere. Glasgow is a big place. If you're going to get something in New York, for example, guaranteed you'll get it in Glasgow. Adam Wright, last we spoke about horror tattoos. Do you think you'll end up getting one? I think I will. I've got one tattoo of Heroes, the old TV show. You can see that. That's the only tattoo I've got. Not a big massive fan of tattoos, but I think I'll probably get a horror one eventually. Yeah, David, I'm still collecting the slasher classics. I think I'm up to number 38, I'm not sure. There's a couple I don't have yet. I don't have them all. I think there's about 40, 41 or something. And I've got most of them. I just need to get a few of them. Yeah, so he did go through the plane engine. I thought that, so yeah, even though he died, he can come back. It's easy to come back. Yeah, so Pet Sematary is definitely going to come out in Scotland. It's not like a Scottish thing, it's a British thing. So if a movie is going to get released in England, it's going to get released in Scotland because they don't choose England to have a movie released, they choose the UK to have the movie released. So if Scotland has a cinema, which I'm sure it does, then yes, we will get Pet Sematary. I think it will be Michael Myers related, Adam, for a tattoo. If I'm going to get anything horror related, it'll be to do with my favourite horror movie. So yeah, I think Halloween, Michael Myers related will be sufficient. It's amazing how long you can talk for. I just realised I've been on for 45 minutes. I always plan on coming on for about 30 minutes, but that never happens. Kyle, I don't actually play a lot of games, to be honest. I've got Friday the 13th for the PlayStation 4. Played it a few times and not played it for a long time. I used to play Resident Evil on my PlayStation 1. I didn't even get Resident Evil 2, that's how much I don't love computer games. I play Uncharted 4 sometimes and FIFA. And my son is a massive fan of Fortnite, so I played that a few times, but again, I'm not a massive fan of computer games. I don't think I've done a lot of work yet. Will your son be appearing on the channel again? He was very polite. Be good to see you review stuff together. Yeah, I think he'll appear on the channel again. He's got his own channel to run as a 7-year-old. Well, he's almost 8. He gets more subscribers per day than I do now, so I think his channel will overtake mine eventually. But yeah, I'll bring him on the channel a few times. Yeah, he is polite when he wants to be, but he's a menace behind the camera. Yeah, David, I think I will change my channel background up now and again. The only reason I've got the background that I've got at the moment is because I'm up in my loft at the moment with my studio, and it's just easy to film up there now and again. I'm finding it difficult at the moment because I'm having to climb up loft stairs to get into the attic. It's a bit of a pain. I do like my background. I do like this area because it's quite big now, and it's just finished decorating. My wife hates it when I've got all my wires around and my softbox lights and stuff, so I need to come to a happy medium. And most of my Blu-rays and 4K are still in boxes after the move back in October. I've just been very lazy. Thanks very much, Kyle. I enjoy doing it. You know, some people do YouTube channels for the wrong reasons, and I do them, I'm hoping, for the right reasons. Just do it because I love it. I love talking about movies, so anytime I talk to my wife about movies or any of my friends, they're like, I don't care. So it's good to talk to you guys about films, because if I don't talk to you, who am I going to talk to? Adam, you've asked, so will you be waiting till your son is 18 to allow him to watch the original Halloween? Absolutely not. I mean, I would let my son watch the original Halloween just now. That's how bad of a father I am. He's not seen it, all thanks to my wife. She won't let the kids watch horror movies, and rightly so. But I don't think, even if I say to him, you can't watch Halloween till you're 18, he's not going to listen to me. He'll be at his friend's house watching Halloween before he's 12, or he'll be watching Halloween when I'm not in. Kids have got access to everything these days, and when they know how, they will do it without saying it, without your permission. I think the next live stream that I do, I say this all the time, but I think the next live stream that I do, I'm going to try and plan it in advance, because I think the last time I planned one in advance, I had over 100 people watching and talking to me, which was great. When I do off-the-cuff live chats, they're not the best because I don't have any preparation of what I'm going to talk about. I just do a live chat randomly. Most of the time it's just to make sure all the equipment works and the YouTube live works. But apart from that, it's just kind of random. What are my thoughts on the ending of Halloween 2018? Underwhelming. Wasn't a bad ending, but I was underwhelmed by the ending of it. I think it could have ended more epically than it did. I think the way that it ended was very repetitive of a classic Halloween movie, and I think that if they wanted to, they were wanting to reboot the Halloween franchise and do a proper sequel to the original Halloween, but all they ended up doing was repeating what they did in the original Halloween 2 with the way Michael Myers died. So very repetitive and underwhelming. Yeah, David, I think I remember watching horror movies from age 5 upwards, so it just goes to show how much my parents cared. Yeah, I think if I let my son watch horror movies and let him review them, I don't think he's at that age where he can actually dissect a horror movie. He can just tell you if he loved it and if he hated it, or if he was scared or if he wasn't scared. I think a kid's movie review, a realistic movie review for an 8-year-old child that doesn't have a script, then they're just going to giggle and laugh and say, oh, it was great, or it was rubbish, or it was scary, or whatever. The scariest movie my son has watched was probably The Lost Boys, and it wasn't that scary. Yeah, I think when my parents went to bed, I watched whatever I wanted to watch because I had a TV in my room at a young age, not a very young age, but when I was about 10 or something, and I had the telly, channels 1 to 5. So if there was a horror movie on at night, I would watch it. Will you ever do a rabbit stream or rabb.it stream? To be honest, I don't know what that is, so I don't know. What are my thoughts on them replacing James Jude Courtney? And I've not seen that news. Maybe I'm slow at finding out things these days, but I wasn't privy to that news. If they replace James Jude Courtney, then I think it'll look a little odd if they're doing a sequel to this 2018 Halloween movie, because you want it to flow. So if you're going to have like a 6'2" Michael Myers that same hairdo and then changing it up again, then it won't fit. If they're going to reboot the movies, then yeah, fair enough. Don't use James Jude Courtney, but I would definitely use James Jude Courtney if they're doing a direct sequel. It makes sense to do that. Yeah, Adam, my son is horror mad. He loves horror. Not seen horror movies, but he loves the masks, he loves the toys, he loves looking at the covers of the movies. It kind of reminds me of me when I was a kid getting into a video store looking at horror covers, wanting to watch the movies. That's the stage that my son's at the moment. He's very interested, he's just not allowed to watch them. Oh, is that what it is, Justin? I didn't know, I've not heard of it before. Rabbit. I'll look into that. But I'll probably just stream my movies here. Well, not stream the movies here, but I'm going to be doing a live commentary of the 2018 Halloween movie, and I'll probably do that on YouTube because that's how I know how to do it, and that's where my subscribers are. Tyler89, what country are you from? I'm from Scotland. If you've ever seen James McAvoy talking in an interview, I just sound exactly like him. Thoughts on the new 78 Trick or Treat Studios mask? It looks good. I've pre-ordered it, so I'll be getting it in the flesh eventually when they decide to bring it out. Got it pre-ordered from Mad About Horror. Has my wife agreed on age to ease him into horror films, or does she just say no? I think she just says no. I think she's thinking maybe 14, 15, he can watch horror movies if he wants, but I would prefer that he watches them at a younger age. I mean, if you brought your kid up to know right from wrong, to know that what you're seeing on screen is not real life, then it should be fit. It should be fine. If you've got a feeling that your kid won't understand the difference between right and wrong and what's real or not, then I think hold back for a while. But I don't see the problem with letting them watch them age 10 or whatever. But I don't get to choose. Which Child's Play movie is your favourite? I won't tell you at the moment. I did do a Child's Play ranking, but that's all changed after watching the movies again. I'm going to be doing very shortly the Child's Play movies movie reviews, because obviously the remake's coming out in June, so I'm going to do the Child's Play movies in the run up to that. James McAvoy or Jimmy Krankie? Nah. What's your day job? I've got a couple of day jobs, Tyler. I work for a mobile network company, dealing with a lot of complaints, and I'm a photographer as well. I'd love to do my photography full time, but the style of photography that I do professionally doesn't allow me to do that. I'm a property photographer, so I go around houses and take photographs for people selling their house or renting their house. But during the winter months, that's not 100% possible. So that's why I have two jobs, because one is guaranteed income and the other one is extra income. Didn't you say before you worked with James McAvoy? Yes, I did. We both worked in Sainsbury's, which is just up the road from me. He worked in the bakery department and I worked in the fresh food department, the produce department. He was just leaving as I was starting to work there, so I didn't know him personally, but I just knew that he worked there. And after he left, I watched Band of Brothers, and that was the first thing I saw James McAvoy in. And I went into work the next day and everybody said, "Did you see James was in Band of Brothers?" And we're like, "Yeah, we saw him." That's why he must have left Sainsbury's, because he left Sainsbury's and then he moved down to London, I think it was. And then after that, he was just in everything. He was in Children of June, he was in The Chronicles of Narnia, and then Wanted, and then before you know it, James McAvoy is now one of the biggest names in Hollywood. And it's great to see him in interviews, because when you watch him in interviews, that's exactly how he was 18 years ago when he was in Sainsbury's. So seeing him, I mean, literally it was about 18 years from Sainsbury's to Glass with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. That's how far James McAvoy's come. I'm hoping one day he can do an interview with me, because we came from the same area, we worked in the same store, we had family that were in the same class as each other, and I would love to just sit down with him and do an interview with him about movies and about growing up in Glasgow, because we're so close to home. It would be great to talk to him on a one-to-one basis. I've done the Texas Chainsaw Massacre ranking before, but again, just as everything, it all changes up. I've started, the ranking videos that I've done last year are outdated now, and I'm going to do individual movie reviews for those films, so the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is going to be one of them. Regarding James McAvoy, guys, that was a lot to take in there. I think I just spoke for about 2 minutes about the boy. But James McAvoy's great. Are you still planning your Halloween fan film? Yes, I am. And I had plans to do a Halloween 2018 mask fan film, but as I was preparing for that, I found out that Trick or Treat Studios were doing the original mask from 1978. So my plans have changed and they might get delayed with the fan film, because I want to use the 1978 mask instead of the 2018 mask. So I will 100% still be doing it, but I don't know when I'm going to be doing it. I don't think any crossover with any horror franchise is a good idea, so Chucky and Freddy is a no-go for me. Somebody asked that earlier on. Yeah, I've seen the new Annabelle got teased. Obviously we didn't see any footage, but at least we've got a tease that's there, which means that I think we're going to get a trailer very, very shortly. So anyway guys, I think that's just an hour I've been on now, so I think I'm going to wrap it up very shortly. Have I got my eye on any more movie soundtracks on CD or vinyl? I'm hoping that they bring out old soundtracks that I used to collect before on vinyl. I used to love if they get a nice little vinyl player, like an antique style one, and have all my vinyl there. A lot of people in my family are into horror. One of my cousins who loves horror, he actually has a lot of Halloween stuff and hot toys and stuff. My cousin Brian, he's well into horror. He's more sci-fi related horror. He loves alien movies. It was my cousin Brian that introduced me to Alien and the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise when we were kids. He was actually at school with James McAvoy. So yeah, I think he's the only one in my family that I think truly loves horror and horror sci-fi. And obviously my direct family, my kids love horror. So anyway guys, I've got a lot of editing to do. I can see that David's already away sledging at the moment. All the snow is gone. It's snowing really heavy this morning in Glasgow, David, but now it's all gone. It's just been raining all day. But I better go now anyway guys. I've got a lot of editing to do for my photographs and I'll probably see you soon. And like I said, I'm going to have to arrange a live chat eventually because these off the cuff ones are never really successful. But it was a good chat for over an hour there guys. If you get any more questions though, leave your comments in the video down below, see if I can answer any of them if I check them out. But if not, I hope to see you again in the next live chat or any of the videos that I bring out from now and then. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, I'll see you soon, bye bye.